Now I'm going to speak about using computer-assisted or aided instruction as a Tier 2 support in the response to intervention framework. And just to define Tier 2 is any additional time and practice that goes above and beyond the core minutes. And so in order for computer-aided or assisted instruction to be recognized as a viable research-based strategy, it must have two things. It must be technology-based, and it must be held under the guidance of a certified teacher. The interventions have to be individualized and tailored to the unique needs of struggling learners. So what this means is it has to be a specific skill or deficit area. So you can't just say, I'm doing all of fluency or all of comprehension. You have to actually be working in an area such as inferencing or in fluency, working on a specific phonics skill. And the use of this technology must have be targeted. It has to be flexible, meaning that you have to be on top of it and changing it by monitoring it frequently. So how does this work with the Compass program? So in the Compass program, it has three ways that you can design that path, that Tier 2, according to that student's need. There are intervention probes, there are specific assigned activities, and there's direct small group instruction. So intervention probes, which we'll show you in a few minutes, are already designed to a lot of deficit areas as seen by our data, our district data. You can select a probe, you can assign it to a student. That probe has a pre-assessment, it has a pathway of practice, and a post-assessment, with the idea being that the student must get 85% or higher in order to meet mastery. There also are specific assigned activities that you can find. So if the student is in need of working on inferencing, you can assign any activities that you find on inferencing and have that student work through those for that extra practice. Also, Compass has a lot of direct tutorials or handouts that you can pull a small group and work on that same skill, but with you directing it for that instruction. Student progress always has to be assessed regularly. So when it's a Tier 2, we're looking at every other week, but we need to really look through those Compass reports and see, is time on task being held? Are students just clicking away, or are they actually trying? What are the mastery levels? So you have to keep your eyes on those reports, in which will show you how to pull those and what to look for. And under the response to intervention framework, records and documentation need to happen of this intervention, and that is according to the current AIS and RTI guidance that's taking place. So to sum up our using Compass as a Tier 2 support, we can look at this graphic. So looking on the left first, we look at our data. What is our data telling us? What's happening in core instruction? What does that NWEA aligned learning path tell us? Where are those areas of need? We choose an area of need, and then we follow that area around to the arrow around to the right side where we assign. So what can we do? We can assign an already pre-made probe to meet that targeted area, or we can create our own assessments and assignments. And then as we go through, is the students working? We're constantly monitoring by pulling those reports, and we're checking to see how is the student responding. And then we make our adjustments according to that. So that is how Compass as a Tier 2 intervention can be utilized, and how exactly and specifically Compass can be used is coming up now.